Hi everybody, and welcome to another Music Monday from the organ loft of First Parish in Lincoln. It seems a bit warmer today and the ice and snow is slowly melting. I heard birds singing. Seems like spring is just around the corner, well, at least for this week in New England. It reminded me though of a piece of organ music, the Organ Concerto number 13 in F by Handel, nicknamed the Cuckoo and the Nightingale. Aptly so, because those two birds play a very prominent part in the first movement. Handel was born in 1685 in Halle in Germany, the same year as Johann Sebastian Bach, and geographically rather close, although they never met. Their career paths took very different directions, though. Bach remained firmly rooted in that area of Germany, working for the church and also courts. And Handel moved to Italy and lived and worked there, and then eventually ended up in London, where he became a naturalized British citizen. So Handel was really one of the major driving forces of musical activity in London at the time. He was not only a great musician, he was a great entrepreneur and formed opera companies, presented operas. He wrote more than 40 operas over a number of decades. When the popularity of those operas began to wane and also ran into some financial difficulties because of the sheer expense of mounting those productions, Handel turned his attention to the oratorio form, of which, of course, Messiah is one. And an oratorio is a large-scale work based on biblical themes for orchestra, chorus, and soloists. So that's what he turned his attention to and really left the opera stage. Towards the end of his period producing operas, in an attempt to spice them up a bit, he wrote organ concertos, which he himself played during the intermissions of those operas. Handel was a very famous keyboard player. There's a well-known story of a contest between Handel and Scarlatti, who incidentally was also born in 1685, where Scarlatti was well known as a brilliant harpsichordist and Handel as an organist, and they had a contest, and it was deemed that Handel was a far greater organist than Scarlatti was harpsichordist. So he was a well-known, and people would flock to hear Handel play. I was lucky enough to have played in places where Handel played the organ. There's a church in the east end of London called Christ Church Spitalfields, which Handel actually lived just around the corner from there. So I'd like to play the first movement of the organ concerto in F, the Cuckoo and the Nightingale. Obviously there's an orchestra involved, an orchestra of strings, oboes, sometimes bassoon. I don't have an orchestra, so I'm going to have to play the whole thing myself. So forgive me for that, but I hope you enjoy it nevertheless, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you.